This is for Algebra 2, 11C. We're going to eventually get to number 8. Real quick, we'll review how to complete the square. But what this video mainly is going over is how do you then plug that answer back in to check it to see if it actually works. So what we're going to do first, real quick review on completing the square. If you can't factor it, this is one way to find the solution. Like to find, hey, what is x equals? When I plug it in, I get 0. And there are not nice factors of 3 that add up to 10. So I'm going to complete the square. Remember, the first thing you do is move that boring number to the other side. So I'm going to do that. And I also leave this little gap in here because I'm looking for this magic number that I'm going to add to both sides. Remember, you find that by having this, take half of it and then square it. So I take half of 10, I get 5. If I square 5, I get 25. So what I do to the left, I have to do to the right. So again, half it, square it. The reason I do this is so I can write this as something squared. So this would be x plus 5. There's two ways to find this middle part, because remember, x squared gives me that, 5 squared gives me the 25, and remember how you find that middle term? You multiply these two together and then you double it. So 5x and 5x would give me 10x. So that does work. And negative 3 plus 25 is 22. Okay, we want to get the x by itself, so we're going to undo this, what we just did. I know it's crazy. So the opposite of squaring something is taking the square root of it. When you take the square root, you have to do, it works for both the positive and the negative. So you need to make sure you show that. So what I have here now is x plus 5 equals plus or minus the square root of 22. Now, if you can simplify this, make sure you can. But there are no perfect squares in 22, and there's not a negative, so I'm all good. So my final answer would be, move this to the other side, negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 22. So hopefully that's what you got for number 7. Now, the whole point of this was number 8, where it says, check the validity. You can see right here, check the validity. Like, does it really work? By placing them in the original equation. So that's what I'm going to do for number 8. Here's my original equation. Now I'm asking you on your homework that you only have to do it for one. You can either do it for when you add the square root of 22 or when you subtract. It doesn't matter. I honestly, if you only have to do it for one, because I just want you to practice doing this, I'm going to pick the plus just so I don't have to worry about an additional negative sign in here. So here's what I'm going to do. This says take your x and square it. So I'm going to take this number right here. This is number 8. And I'm just choosing the 1 right now where I'm going to add it. And I'm going to square it. Then it says take 10 times x. So I'm going to take 10 times that. This looks horrible, but it's not. And then it says then add 3. Now, I'm hoping that this equals 0. Here's where this is going to like blow your mind, and it's great practice, okay? It's going to be great for you. Remember, you square this. Negative 5 squared. Negative 5 and a negative 5 is 25. Remember, the way you get the middle term is you multiply these two together and then double it. Well, you would get negative 5 square roots of 22. If you double that, you would get negative 10 square roots of 22. Okay? And then square this. These undo each other. The square root of 22 times the square root of 22 is just 22. So that's that one. Okay, we're going to distribute this in. That's going to give me what? Negative 50. And that's going to give me 10 square roots of 22 plus 3. Now here's what's cool. If you did it right, this ugliness will cancel. Okay? If you add these together, look at this, 25 and 22, that gives me what, 47? That's going to give me 50 minus 50. I can see that indeed equals 0, which is what I wanted. Remember, originally they're telling me it equals 0, and it did indeed. So I just found that. Okay? Now, that's if there's a radical, like a square root. Let's do this one. I'm assuming you already did number 7 and you showed your work, and this is the answer you've got. On number 8, they want you to check the validity of it. Again, you only have to do it for one. You don't, I'm not making you do it for both. So either check the 2 plus I or check the 2 minus I. I am going to choose to do the 2 minus I. Okay? So I'm going to take my original equation, and this says take my x and square it. So I'm going to take what I got, and I'm going to square it. Minus 4 times the x value plus 5. And I'm going to see what that equals. If I got the right answer, it tells me it better equal 0. If you don't get that, then you probably didn't get the right answer. Okay, 2 squared is 4. Remember how you find the middle term? You multiply these two together. That would give me 2i, and then double it. That would give me 4i. This is going to give me I squared. Okay. Negative 4 times 2 is 8, negative 8. Negative 4 times I is minus 4i plus 5. Okay, what you got to see right here, remember I squared. What's I squared? Negative 1. Okay, I get a different color here. This 4i minus 4i, remember I said ugliness should cancel, and it did indeed. Okay, so 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 minus 8 is indeed 0. Bam, got it. And that's how you check the validity.